Let's go.
It is time. The day of destiny is here for Aston Villa. This is it. The semi-final of the Europa League, first leg, Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa. Can Villa take a significant step into the final tonight? I hope so. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Hit that subscribe button. We are here, myself and Sam, bit earlier than usual. I wanted to do a little bit of a preview for tonight's game, as it is so big for us. So yeah, want to go through the teams. I want to go through our thoughts on the game and how confident we are ahead of this huge night in Aston Villa's history. Sam, great to see you, mate. How are you doing tonight? How are you feeling ahead of this game?
Bit shaky, boys, can't lie. A little bit nervous, boy. Yeah, it's one of those, like, not nervous because, I don't think that we're capable of winning, or, obviously Nottingham Forest have had like a big upturn in form recently, but I think it's just the occasion. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much riding on it, and we've seen Villa accomplish a lot in the last few years under Emery, but we've never made it past this stage of all of the competitions that we've been successful in. See FA Cup semi-final last year, semi-final of the Conference League in his first full season, quarterfinals of the Champions League. So it's one of those where it's I think it's the occasion. I really want to see Villa and see the players kind of rise to the occasion today.
I think that's it, isn't it? I think we've had, and it's so difficult not to kind of take those previous, I guess, failures, if you want to call it that, in those games, those semi-final games. I wouldn't say PSG was a failure. It was more like a glorious failure, if you like. But we've had one or two of these false dawns before, and it's difficult not to reminisce on those periods and not take it into this particular game and this particular tie. How much do you think the players will have learned from those experiences, though?
Yeah, I've been watching interviews sort of like all week with, different players. Watkins has been talking a lot to loads of different media outlets, and he was talking about, obviously, the feeling against Olympiacos and what they've learned. And if I'm being honest, like, we're now in the third season in a row we're in Europe, and Forest have been out of the game for a very, very long time. So you'd hope that we have more experience. We played some really high pressure, big occasions against some, let's face it, better teams than Forest. I feel like mentally we have the experience that we need for this competition. But I think at the other end, and I don't know how we feel about it or the Forest fans feel about it, but I feel like the rest of the world really expects us to win this game. If you look at our league positions, we're miles apart. They're fighting relegation, although they seem to be pretty clear now. But I think all of the pressure is on us, really, because if Forest don't go on to win, then fine. They've had a great run and they've done what they've done. But Villa have been favourites for this competition since we started. So yeah, I think it's a different playing field. It's a different game for the two teams. They can just go all out, but we need to win.
Yeah, and the game as a whole, or the tie as a whole, we've talked about it being, a Premier League game in a European setting. Do you think it will be that in this over two legs? Do you think it will be like two Premier League games, or do you think because of the nature of a two-legged tie, it will still have like a European sort of feel to it?
It's it's a really good question. It's a really good. That's why you get paid the big bucks, mate. I honestly, I don't know. We haven't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't played another English team in the competitions that we've been in yet over the last few years. So I can't say with any experience for Villa, but when I've watched, like all Premier League, Champions League finals, obviously we saw who was it, City and Chelsea a couple of years ago in the Champions League, and Kai Havertz scored, and Spurs, Liverpool, in that Champions League final as well. It kind of it had a similar complexion in terms of you kind of it didn't have the pace of a Premier League game, but you kind of both teams knew each other a lot more than a standard European tie would have. Like if we go on to play Braga in the final or whatever, like we're not going to be able to play against them the same way that we'll play against Forest, because we know the teams better. We play them every season, so it's we know the players themselves know each other. Do you know what I mean? It's more intimate. So it'll be interesting. I don't think it will have the dynamic of a Premier League game, but I don't think it will be what you saw against Bologna or what you've seen in Europe for us for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there'll be ebbs and flows to the game, but yeah, just the nature of the fact that both teams know how each other plays and are so familiar with each other, and the fans and the way that will be set up, I can't help but feel like it will still have a Premier League feel to it. Rich said the closest was Hibs and Celtic, and I guess that we did.
Roger Patrick.
Yeah, we did. There was the Battle of Britain, as they like to call it. But yeah, that was good. Got a few score predictions. We'll get some of them towards the sort of end of our preview, and we're just about to start the game. So we'll get previews in. Predictions in. So if you want to put them in the chat, I'll star them and then we'll get them going. We've got almost 30 in already, so please do like as you're coming in and hit the subscribe button as well. We're literally, I don't know what, I think we're 35 away or something from 7,000. I'd love to hit that tonight. If we could do that, that'd be amazing to hit 7K on a special night like tonight. Let's get the teams up. So let's get Villa's team up first. Obviously, the talk of the tail of the tape was whether Onana would be fit, and he has successfully. I don't know if he's had a fitness test or whether he's trained well, or whether it was just a little bit of sort of kidology. He's in the side. Martinez in goal. Cash, Konsa, Pau Torres, Luca Dean, Yuri Tillemans, Amadou Onana, John McGinn, Emi Buendia, Morgan Rogers, and Ollie Watkins. Don't think there's too many surprises there. Maybe Maatsen not playing instead of Luca Dean would be maybe one for me, but I don't know what your thoughts are.
I wouldn't say it's a surprise not to see Maatsen, because we've been seeing a lot of Dina at the moment. And I think I said this earlier on in the season. I said, I think who he plays at left back kind of dictates how he sees the game going or where he wants the game to go. I think I think Dina on the pitch means that he wants to be more solid defensively. Although I feel like Dina is losing his runners quite a lot at the moment, and he's not doing badly, but he's not been great. He wasn't great against Fulham either. I'd love to see Maatsen on, but I just don't think Unai Emery wants to take the risk. But the rest of the team pretty much picks itself, if I'm being honest. Like I don't think there's any surprises. The great news is that Onana's back, and I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, now that Onana's back. And it kind of always seems to be the way. We've said this on the pod for years, mate. It's like whoever's not playing is the savior. He's the missing cog. He's the key. But I do think that Tielemans and Onana in the middle is a really special combination. I think, Tielemans without Onana is pretty effective. Obviously, them together is more effective, but Onana without Tielemans is a struggle, which is obviously what we saw. But look, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have our best players available in all positions. So if we don't make it, then it's not because we didn't have the options. It will be because we lost the battle on the night or over the two legs, or I really think it's a game of who wants it more. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. Jimmy said he thought Sancho should have started, but Onana being back is big, though. Absolutely. Rich said, "Where is Alisson? He wasn't in the Europa League squad, similar to Barkley, which
is mental.
That now looks like a bad decision."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Sancho should have started. I feel like he's been awful for a good while. Since he's been back from his little niggle. For me, I mean,
Yeah,
who do you play? An actual genuine question for Jimmy is if you think Sancho should have started instead of who?
yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? No, well, I think Buendier's been excellent in Europe as well, though. To be honest, I think he's been one of our strongest players in Europe. This game might be slightly different, but I feel like his sort of closing down and his ability to intercept has been brilliant. Like you look at some of the goals that we've scored off the back of him intercepting a pass or getting a block or getting a tackle in. There's been many chances and quite a few goals that we've scored off the back of it. So yeah, Sancho for me is flattered to deceive. Some nice touches, some nice moments, but I don't think he's done enough to start. I think the only one would, like you said, Dad, he's favoured Luca Dean in multiple games. It would have potentially been Maatsen, but then I do sometimes worry about Maatsen 1v1 in terms of positioning. But you have said some of Luca Dean's positioning has not been good of late. So maybe it's just the lesser of two evils at the minute.
Yeah, I think it's just I'm more experienced, right? I think it's Luca Dean's got more experience, and maybe the occasion won't get the better of him. But am I wrong in saying Maatsen played in the Champions League final with Dortmund as well? So
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he was in the Champions League Team of the Year the year that we signed him. So I don't know. What do I know? I think. By the way, love to see you advocating for a busybody Buendia. By the way, I love that. It's like because it goes against everything you stand for.
Credit where it's due. He's been effective. He has been effective, particularly in Euro. I agree with Rich. Elliott in the squad is in the Europa League squad instead of Barkley. He's pretty mad, to be fair.
Horrible signing. Not because he's a bad player. Just like what was the point? Imagine we've been paying half his wages all year. What's the point, man?
I know.
How much is that? 60, 70k? Like 50k? I don't know. But
and the thing is, you could play him in the Premier League now because he won't play the 10 games.
Yeah, but why would you? He's not played all season.
True. But I agree. But he did bring him on randomly in a couple of Premier League games, and then he played him in a couple of Europa League games. I know that doesn't count towards the. But you'd feel like he could keep him ticking over in the Europa League to then sort of drip feed the one or two appearances in the Prem. It's so bad. It's so bad the way that's being managed.
I think if we'd have wrapped the Prem up already, wrapped up Champions League in the Prem, I reckon you'd see a lot more of Harvey Elliott in there. But as it stands, we're still fighting. It's going to go down to the wire for everything for Champions League, for to hopefully win this competition. But I'm a really weird mix of excited and nervous. I don't know if you've got the same thing, but I kind of feel got butterflies in my stomach. I feel a bit sick, but I don't know if it's because I'm nervous or because I'm really excited. It's a strange one.
I think we'll be all right tonight. I think we'll be okay. It's all dependent on this. This is so obvious, but I think I'll be fairly nervous next week, regardless of result. Like if we're one goal ahead, I'll be nervous because you want to make sure you get off to a good start. If we're drawing, I'll be nervous because it's still level in the game. We would have got a draw at their place. It's not inconceivable that they couldn't get a result at our place. If we're too many goals behind, well, I'm like we've messed up the chance. So. Yeah, this one, I think if we can just get off to a good start, if we can be professional in our performance and shut out, Forest's kind of initial, I guess, impetus because the crowd will be behind them. That's where I think that's why I'm fairly all right about it at the minute.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I completely agree. Obviously, like the tie will be decided in the second leg, but I think what's got me is that over the last few weeks, Forest have just turned into prime Galacticos Real Madrid. I don't know what's going, and it's always the way. It's been shit all season. They're literally battling relegation, and they got Villa in 2 games, and they scored 9 goals.
9 goals in 2 games. I know. Let's take a look at their team, and obviously the main man is pictured there, Morgan Gibbs-White, who's turned into prime Rivaldo.
After you called me what?
Yeah. I can't remember what I called. What did I say he was?
I said in our
A
chat,
busy fool. A busy
yeah,
fool.
you said a busy fool, and I said I'd love to sign Morgan Gibbs White. Richard's like, he's a busy fool.
Wow,
He's just been world class.
oh mate, he's turned up with some goals lately. They actually watched I don't know if it was Sky Sports or something doing a bit of analysis and said his position slightly changed with Pereira playing him a bit further forward, and he's not having to do so much work to get into the box. He's actually in the box to, arrive on the crosses, and that's what's some of the finishes he's put in are absolutely incredible. It just makes sense though, like from a coaching perspective and a managing perspective, like you want your best players in the areas where they can hurt the team the most. And I know Morgan Gibbs White loves to put his effort in for the team. I know he likes to get about the pitch, but surely you'd want him arriving in the box to finish chances, And I think Sangari's probably been a big sort of cog in the wheel to allow him to get forward. And Anderson and Sangari in that midfield, winning that midfield battle, has allowed Morgan Gibbs White to get further forward and cause damage. But yeah, he's brilliant at the minute.
It's kind of like it's a dilemma that you have with players like Morgan Gibbs White, but also with Grealish. Like when you have your most creative players, you want them like involved as early in the play as possible so they can help you to drive forward. But then you also want them in the box for when things are getting serious, because they're the best in your team at both things, at creating chances, finishing chances, but also that build-up play in the first instance. So yeah, he's a tough one. He's a really good player, and I think that's why a player like Morgan Rogers, although he's the exact, if we didn't have the capable players behind him like Tielemans and Onana and stuff, you see him drop a lot more to get the ball and start building. And I think that's kind of what Gibbs White has had to do for some of this season. But yeah, I mean, he's just bagged a hat trick in the Prem, and he's kind of led Forest to what is almost certainly safety now, right? So he's it's their form has come at a horrible time, but that kind of coincides with the form of Ollie Watkins and some of us getting some of our injured players back. So it's it's an even trade-off. I think on paper, and would be really fun if we'd have had the time, we should have done a combined 11.
Yes,
because that would have been interesting. But I think we're just ahead on a combined 11, and I think that we've got a better. Obviously, we have a better coach. I think we've got. I think we have a better dynamic all around. And you look at the table. Obviously, we're been in the top 4 all season. Obviously, we're not right now, but we've been. I think that quality kind of shows over the period of a season. So it'll be an interesting one. I've got no idea how it's going to go.
Mate, I can feel the nerves. I can feel your nerves coming through the screen. Few people, Rich has mentioned about Chris Wood being back. They've got Igor Jesus as well. So they've gone fairly attacking with their lineup, sort of Gibbs, White, Hutchinson, Jesus, and Chris Wood. What do you think of him being back? Do you think he'll cause us problems?
Yeah, I mean, he has historically caused us problems, and he's a good striker, if not a little bit not past his sell-by date, but he's not the freshest player in the world. He's obviously had a big injury this season as well. So you don't really know what you're going to get from him. I tell you, this might not be so rogue, I don't know, but just because we haven't mentioned him, one of the players that I'm most nervous about actually is Nico Williams. Every time I watch Forest, he looks sensational. He looks just a class above.
He scored against us, didn't he, in the last game?
Yeah, but just like goal aside, like all of his build-up play, gets a lot of assists, he's very dangerous on the edge of the box. And I think Nico Williams is going to be a problem, that left-hand side, because you'll see you'll see them try to overload Cash. I'm sure you'll see Gibbs White go out onto the left. And, I think they're playing 2 up top, so they're probably going to play high full backs, try and drop someone in for a back 3 if they're not already playing a back 3. So it's it's one of those. It's going to be tricky, and I think they're going to really come out the blocks because they're going to hope to get all of the damage done in this tie, because I'm sure they don't fancy their chances of coming to Villa a goal down or drawing. They're not going to want to come to Villa Park with anything less than a bit of distance between us. So I think you're going to see them come out and really, really push. But I think for us, a lot of people say a draw is a good result. And I do think it will be a draw. I'm sure we'll get onto predictions, but for me, we just have to go and absolutely kill the game like we did against Bologna. Kill it away, go home and have a party.
Yeah, I would love that to happen. I was actually going to ask you then about the approach that both teams will take. So you think Forest will go for it?
Yeah.
How do you think Villa approach it then? How do you think Unai approaches this? Especially after that kind of, I guess, pedestrian, if we're being kind, performance against Fulham.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll have been geeing themselves up all week. Like Unai Emery will have been saying to them. And again, you've got to remember he's been in this position 5 times already. This is his 6th Europa League semi-final that he's taken charge of. He will be telling them what it takes to manage this occasion and the mentality that they need to have. He always uses the same word, be demanding. But in my mind, I can't see anything other than like a cagey start. Regardless of how we finish the game, I can imagine us being a little bit cagey, a couple of misplaced passes and, just kind of feeling our way into the game. But I think, I think Forest are going to come out the blocks, and I'm hoping that we will pick up over time, pick up over the game, and just keep it even to start with, and then get a goal. If we can get an early goal, or God forbid 2 early goals, and then it might change the whole complexion of the tie.
Yeah, it is. It's very, very difficult to call, because we've seen in so many European games this season, featuring English teams, I harp on back to the kind of, and this isn't going to be like this tie, but I harp on back to the Newcastle-Barcelona game where for 3 quarters of that tie, Newcastle was so in it, were well in it, unlucky result at St. James's Park, really good performance. First half in the new camp, scored goals, were well within it. And then all of a sudden, that second half of that, the second half of that second leg, Barcelona just went bang, and it was done. And Villa have done that at times where we've been sort of looking like we're hanging on, clinging on in a tie, and all of a sudden we've scored 1 goal, 2 goals, and then it's like almost game over. So it's so quality. Much about managing the moments and managing the tie. Yeah.
It's quality shines through eventually. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And that's why more often than not, you'll see the best team win a football game, right? Is because quality normally, like moments of quality is what changes a game. And you have 3 or 4 of them. But I think this is a problem with Villa is we have the quality, but I'd be more confident if we were more clinical, if we finished buried chances. But the problem is we need a few moments of quality to get that ball in the net, unless we're having a really good day. But you never look. I said this against Bologna when they were like, "Oh, what do you reckon is going to happen against Bologna in the first leg?" And I was like, "Oh, mate, we're going to take it easy." Went there and won. What was it, 3-1? And then when they came 3-1. To Villa Park, I was like, "Oh, we're going to be really, really cagey. We're going to," and we just went out and battered and wiped the floor.
So 4-0. Yeah.
This is the problem with this Villa is you never know which Villa you're going to get until the game started. It could be anything. It could be Fulham, or it could be the game before when we were winning 4-0. I don't know, mate. I don't know. No idea.
Yeah. LG says, why isn't it coming up? SG, they're a team that are lucky to be in the semis and struggling in the league. And Rich says, we will be under pressure the first 20 minutes. We need to ride that out. I do agree with that. And also LG says, them coming out and attacking us will play into our hands. It will leave space and will open them up. We all know we can't break teams that sit deep.
That is true.
So, yeah, I do think the crowd will take them through well, because you don't want to concede an early goal by leaving yourself too exposed at the back. You don't want to overcommit, but like you said, you want to make sure that from their perspective, they are going into the next leg, the second leg, with a lead if they certainly can. But they wouldn't want to lose it. Definitely not.
I just feel like they don't have the same expectations. That's the only difference. I feel like they can play a freer style of football, but maybe again, this is why I say, Unai Emery will be drilling into them into the players what kind of mentality they'll have, and he'll know what he needs because he's won 5 semi-finals in the Europa League. So look, a lot of the comments are really fair. They're saying like,
positive, very positive.
And they're saying we can't big them up too much. They're not Barcelona, and I think they're right. The problem is with Villa is, like I say, you just don't know which Villa you're going to get on the day. Like if we play like we did against Fulham, and we don't have a shot on target, then it doesn't matter how good or badly they play. We're not going to do anything. And I think that's a problem. I don't mind Forest coming at us because defensively we're quite sturdy, and I'm sure everyone's going to be super up for this. But I'm more worried about having our shooting boots on, go out and take the opportunities, bury them, like punish them when they make mistakes, because they will make mistakes. And I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think from an Aston Villa supporter perspective, I'm sure we were saying when we faced Olympiacos in the semi-final of the Europa Conference League, we've got better players, we should be winning this game. I know that we said that. Yeah, I know. Don't talk to me about him. Just he's like a hitman. Him, like any chance, like bang goal. Crystal Palace in the semi-final FA Cup. We were like, we should be with a better team. We should be beating them. So yes, and Villa's own worst enemy is Aston Villa, and I'm sure every club says that, but from a Villa perspective, we really are our worst enemy. We really are. So we have to make sure that, as you said, we're clinical, we're professional, we compete, and we take our chances when they present themselves.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. I'm really. Do you know what? Like these are the nights. European semi-finals. These are the nights that we've got to live for, boys and girls. You know what I mean? Like how often? I know that we seem to get to one every year at the moment, but how often do you really get to talk about a tie like this and an opportunity like this? So, I think nervous or excited aside, I really am going to do my best to try and enjoy it. And obviously, I'm not in Nottingham tonight, but I will be at Villa Park next week, come what may. So yeah,
Me too, mate.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm there.
Are we having a beer?
100%.
All right, good man. That's it. That's all I would say. Is try and enjoy it, guys. Try and enjoy it, see what happens, and try not to get too nervous, because it's whatever happens tonight, it's not over. Like we've seen some incredible comebacks in Europe. Look at the game of Bayern PSG the other day. Oh my God, what a game that was. Topsy-turvy, like had a bit of everything, and there was no defending to be seen. And actually, do you know what? If it's going to be quite a tight game, I wouldn't mind seeing 9 goals. That's just like,
I was going to say, I don't know if my heart could take a 5-4, but it'd be brilliant. It'd be entertaining nonetheless.
As long as if we score 5 goals, I'm fine. As long as we're on the right side of it, I'll be grand. And the one thing I tell you, I'm really happy about, and I've thought this the whole way through, is I'm so glad that away goals aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely, mate. 100. It does make these ties. Away goals at one point used to be, where they're counting double, used to be quite a good thing. But I think the way that teams play now, I just think the jeopardy is more there now with regard with them not being included. Yeah, so it does make for a better 2 ties, definitely. Guys, I'm going to get score predictions. I've starred them in. Please hit the like button as well. Hit subscribe. We've got nearly 100 in the chat already. Really nice little preview myself and Sam have done to whet the appetite for the game. But smash a like and hit the subscribe button. Keep your comments coming in as well. I've got a few score predictions to run through already. So a few have come in, and I'll get Sam's prediction shortly. So who have we got so far? So Purple Rider says 2-0 Forest. Watkins to miss another sitter.
I didn't Stephen, myself.
No, I know. Stephen says 3-1 Villa. Rogers, Tielemans, and Tammy. Anne says 2-1 Villa. Century Olympian says 0-1. So yeah, positive result there for Villa. Trevor says 2-1 Forest. He thinks, but his hope is wrong. Just on that, would you accept a one goal deficit going back to Villa Park?
Depends what you mean by accept. I mean, I don't have a choice really.
But would you still say we'd have a good chance of overturning a 1-goal deficit?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's scalable, isn't it? We'd have a better chance if it was 0-0. We'd have an even better chance if it was 1-0 to us. Like we've always got a chance over 2 legs, regardless of what happens. Even if it finished 3-0 to Forest, I wouldn't say that we were out of the tie. But I think the fact that we're playing at home next works in our favour. I think that the fact that the second leg is at Villa Park works in our favour. But I don't think you want to give Forest that sort of confidence. I don't think you want to set that tone for the second leg. I think if I understood your question correctly, what I would accept is a draw. I'd take a draw. I wouldn't take it if you offered it to me. I want the win. But if we left with a draw, I'd say that's a fine result to go back with. But I wouldn't want to go back with a deficit. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, it's pressure's on in it, and then you got to. It affects how you balance the tie. I probably would still fancy us to overturn a 1-goal deficit, but you're right in what you're saying. It does put the pressure on. Someone had put
like if you had to give it like out of 10 odds of us overturning a 1-0 deficit. What do you reckon?
7.
Really?
Yeah,
that's really high. Fair enough.
I think we could do it.
Yeah,
I'd have a positive. I'd have a positive outlook on it. Anything more than like if it was a 2-goal deficit, I'd be really, really, really. I'd drop it down to like a 4.
All right. Whatever happens, keep your head though at the end of the game.
I will. I'm not going to lose. I'm not losing anything. I'm not tweeting anything and getting accused of being negative. No, I'll be sensible this time round. What else have we got? We've got Chris Kelly says 7-0 Villa.
Chris, all I can say is I hope you're right, mate.
Yeah, me too. Luke said if it's 7-0 to us, Chris, send me your bank detail and I'll wire you 50 quid. Who else have we got?
That, Chris, just in case.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Nigel's gone, good luck, Villa, from a Norwich fan. I think you will edge it 2-1. Watkins and Rogers, the goal scorers. He's a Norwich fan, and he hopes that Emi Buendia scores as well. So thank you for tuning in, mate. And thanks for the support. LG says 3-1 Villa. Intends says Watkins at the double. We've probably got more in here. Oh, Carey, 2-1. Watkins with the goals.
Oh, that's not like Carey, is it?
It's not at all.
He doesn't actually say Watkins.
No, he doesn't. I can't. I'm not going to go down that road. Luke says head 3-1 Forest, heart 2-1 Villa. Andy says 3-1 Villa. Intends is saying 2-2. And I think, who else have we got? Any more scores? I don't think we've got any more scores. Leroy says, evening, Rich. At the business end now, I just hope we can do it, and we really should. Come on, Villa. I'm not going to moan or nothing. Just deal with the business. Yeah, that's the same with me, Matt. I'm not going to moan. Perez says 2-0 Villa, Concert and McGinn. Patrick, good evening to you. He's a little nervous. 2-0 Forest says, we got yours first, mate. 2-0 Forest. Hopefully, it's not that. But most people are fairly confident, Sam. So the time has come for your prediction before you get yourself in prime position to watch the game. I think you're going to join us back at half time if we're in a good spot. What's your prediction, mate?
My head is telling me 1-1. I reckon we'll get a draw to take back to Villa Park, but my heart is saying 3-1. My heart is saying 3-1. Goal scorers, I reckon Guinea, because he loves a European goal, doesn't he? Let's go Guinea.
He does.
Let's go Watkins. And let's go Morgan Rogers.
I love it, mate. I love the positivity. I've had draw in my mind all week, to be honest. On analysis, I predicted a 1-1 draw. I think I'm going to go with Desmond, a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Watkins, and I'm going to say McGinn. 2-2. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I think Forest, like you say, they've got to go for it, but I think we will score a couple of our chances as well.
Yeah, it's one of those. Someone's just put in the comment, it's the Battle of the Morgans, or the best Morgan wins it. So
yeah,
be interesting.
yes, mate. I will. I'll let you get off to get yourself in prime position, and I'll get set up for the watch along. Live commentary coming very, very soon. Thank you very much for joining, mate. It's been a pleasure to preview this game. We didn't get to do one last night, so it's been good to get on tonight and do a good preview of the game. And jump on at halftime, mate, if you can, so we can brief where we're going right or where it's going wrong and what we need to do. Make a triple substitution or a quadruple substitution again, and or do we just, or is it more of the same? Well, join me at halftime, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Good luck, boys. Up the Villa.
Come on. So let me just get my screen set up for the match. Do smash a like button and do hit that subscribe button. Help us on the road to 7,000. We are so close to the big number. I'm going to share my screen. We'll go through the teams again if you've just joined us. So just bear with me. And I will get the screen up. There we go. There we go. So, teams. Aston Villa first. We have Emi Martinez in goal. Matty Cash right back. Esri Konsa and Pau Torres at central defence. Luca Dean at left back. Yuri Tillemans and Amadou Onana in midfield, with John McGinn, Emi Buendia and Morgan Rogers ahead of them, and Ollie Watkins up front. On the substitutes bench, we have Beezer, Wright, Bogard, Matson, Lindelof, Mings, Garcia, Louise, Bailey, Elliott, Sancho, and Abraham. For Nottingham Forest, I can't see their subs, unfortunately, but they have Ortega in goal, Williams, Morato, Anderson, Gibbs-White, Wood, Dominguez, Jesus, Hutchinson, Milenkovic, and Aina. So fairly strong team for Forest as well, but no Sangare, which I think is a big miss for them. No Hudson-Odoi, which is potentially a big miss for them as well. Villa with Amadou Onana returning, which is huge for them. We have the players coming out now. I have the players coming out of the tunnel. Please don't tell me he's out after warming up. Please don't tell me that's the case. You're winding me up. You are winding me up if that's the case. Oh, good. Just warn you, I will probably be behind many of you on this stream. So please, no spoilers in the chat. I do try and interact with the chat as much as I possibly can. Yeah, Rich, no bother. So please, no spoilers. And we'll keep the comments coming in. We'll try and go through as much as possible. Obviously going to provide commentary on the game as we go in. And hopefully Villa get the result, get a positive result. A win would be brilliant. A draw would be acceptable. A defeat, not so much. It's always when I go the full screen that it goes a little bit blurry, but I can't really do much about it at the minute. But yeah, we'll make do. So we've got the Forest team there, all lining up. It looks a lovely night, lovely evening. There's slightly less Villa fans there from an away perspective. I think it was 5% of the attendance. I think there's about just under 1,700 Villa fans there. I'm sure they will be in full voice in this game. Villa in their third kit for this game. Purple shorts and the kind of off-white top. Massive night for Aston Villa, this semi-final of the Europa League. Huge chance to get into the final. We'll keep an eye on the score in the final as well. On the other semi-final, we'll keep an eye on the score in that one. Freiburg against Braga. Looking like Forest are lining up in a 4-4-2 formation. And as I say, Ortega, Aina, Milenkovic, Morato, Williams, Gibbs-White, Anderson, Dominguez, Hutchinson, Jesus, and Wood up front. So quite an attacking lineup. And I do think now no Sangare. I think we can exploit that. I really do. I really do. So John McGinn just at the centre circle, waiting for Morgan Gibbs-White to do the coin toss. Let me just check who's on the Forest bench because I couldn't see it on my picture. So they have on their bench Willows, Sells, Hanks, Abbott, Whitehall, Bakwa, McAtee, Yates, Blake, Sinclair, and Luca. So yeah, actually you're right. I'd say Yates is used, McAtee is used, Bakwa's being used, but the other one's Luca's being used very sparingly, but the other ones are very, very young players. So yeah, you're right. The bench isn't as strong. We're nearly there. Come on, Villa. I think the Nottingham Forest anthem is belting out. Obviously, two clubs with a rich European history as well. Nottingham Forest with 2 European Cup back-to-back victories. And Villa with the European Cup in 1982, as we know so well. Yeah, 5-4, mate. I don't know if I could cope with it. I really don't. So we're getting ready for kickoff. There's Ollie. We need a big performance from you today, son. Cash against his old club. Still admired at Forest. Villa about to kick off. And we're off. Here we go. Here we go, boys and girls. Tielemans just back to Pau Torres, who goes back to Emi Martinez. And Martinez plays it first time back out to Pau Torres, who finds Luca Dean. Dean into Yuri. Yuri is just pressured, but he finds Ezri Konsa. And now Ezri Konsa's got a little bit of space to bring it forward. And just stops the ball and goes back to Emi Martinez. So we know Villa are going to try and set up their moves. Ball to Ezri Konsa. He wasn't quite ready for it, but he finds Matty Cash. Cash goes up the line looking for Watkins, who lays it off to Buendia. Buendia back to Watkins. Villa just battling for it, but lose out. And the ball's with Forest. It goes back to Aina, who now goes back to the goalkeeper. And Ortega then finds Hutchinson, who hooks it first time, looking for Chris Wood, who heads it down to Jesus, who's got a bit of time and space now. Hutchinson on the overlap, but he goes for the cross, early cross, but harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. But he was looking for Gibbs-White, and got to be careful there. Chris Wood winning that header. Charlie, yes, it is a massive, massive game tonight. I agree. And good evening to you, David. Massive game. Standing on the word 3-1 Villa. Come on. That would be brilliant if we could get that. Martinez with the ball. Finds Yuri Tielemans, who's got a bit of time to turn. And he just drops it off to Pau Torres. First time pass to Luca Dean. Dean plays it into, who was that, to Rogers. Rogers now to Watkins, who finds Rogers now. Rogers got a bit of space. He's running at the defender, cuts inside, hits the shot with his left foot, but it's blocked. Who helped that on? I don't know if it was Yuri, but he wins the ball there, and Anana just drops it back to Pau Torres. But Rogers had a lot of space there to play, and Watkins did. It almost looked like Watkins was offside, but couldn't have been. Buendia from a pass from Luca Dean. Luca Dean carries on and receives the ball. Then Watkins tries a quick layoff, but he gives it away to Anderson, and Anderson can tidy up. Goes back to Milenkovic, who finds the goalkeeper, but he has to hit it long, looking for Jesus. He wins the header against Torres. Now Hutchinson, after receiving the ball from Chris Wood, and it's 4 in the attack for Forest. Hutchinson trying to attack Luca Dean. Skips past him, crossing the box, shot from Jesus up in the air, and Martinez can come and claim it quite comfortably. Villa, a couple of chances for both teams there. Hutchinson skipped past Luca Dean, which he'll be pleased that he can get past him there. And Jesus was allowed to bring the ball down. It was actually Chris Wood who was going to volley it, and Jesus took the ball off him. Now Konsa can pass it out. He finds McGinn to Cash, to Rogers, to Tielemans, swept out to the left to Luca Dean. Now Villa played it out really nicely. There's loads of space through the middle. Luca Dean couldn't quite find Buendia, but Onana and Tielemans tidy it up, and now the ball's back with Konsa. Torres. It's quite an open game, this. Torres try and look for Watkins, but Elliot Anderson's read the ball well and he's won it. And now Forest can play it out. And it's Jesus to Hutchinson, who tries to skip past Pau Torres, but Torres does well and wins the throw-in. But he started the game well, Hutchinson. He's looking like he's trying to get forward. But Villa, they know they can find spaces to play. If they can play those first-time passes quickly, they know they can expose Forest 2v2 at the back. Luca Dean to take the throw-in. It's been a mad 4 minutes, this. One in the air by Milenkovic, but it's another throw into Villa. They just look to keep working it up the line. Emery's looking positive there. Luca Dean just waiting to get the ball. Referee's just telling him to go back. Crystal Palace already 1-0 up against Shakhtar Donetsk. Ismail Assar with the goal away from home. Long throw from Luca Dean, but to be honest, I'm not quite sure what Morgan Rogers was going to do with that. He tried to flick it on, but it just went through to the goalkeeper. Ortega, Milenkovic, back to the goalkeeper, out to Morata. Rogers just closing him. He goes back to the goalkeeper again. Ortega now, he's got a bit of time, but Watkins is going to press him. Oh, risky pass, but he's found Elliot Anderson with a nice pass, and then it goes out to Morgan Gibbs White on the left-hand side. He's facing up Cash. Cash does well to hold him up, but he keeps the ball, finds Elliot Anderson. Anderson to Dominguez. Both teams just standing off each other a little bit, probably not wanting to give any fouls away. But Forest win the ball back. Aina now coming forward. Finds Jesus, but Torres does really well, and Buendia goes back to the goalkeeper. And Pau Torres now on the ball, tries to step away from Jesus, but he knocks it out for a goal kick. Yeah, I think both teams are a little bit nervy. You can probably understand it, to be fair. Both teams will want to attack, but they won't want to give anything away. Martinez to Konsa. Konsa out to Cash. Cash just cuts back. Finds Ezri Konsa, who clips it up the line. Looking for Rogers. Nice little layoff to John McGinn. Nice turn. Now he switches it out to Luca Dean. He's got a lot of space down this left-hand side. Goes up the line to Ollie Watkins. Watkins turns. Keeps running. Finds Luca Dean again. Dean just loses out to Hutchinson. But again, both teams getting space. Lovely layoff there from Rogers. And a smart turn from McGinn. Braga are 1-0 up. Luca Dean's going to do another long throw into the box. Again, headed up, but it's a corner to Villa now. Dominguez looking at his players as if he didn't get a shout. So a bit of a needless corner given away by Forest there. And the first corner of the game goes to Aston Villa. We've got Rogers in there. Watkins, Pau Torres has joined in. There's not really anything set up right now. Watkins just moving towards the goalkeeper. Short one to Buendia. Buendia to Luca Dean now. Steps into the ball. Then we go across to Cash. Nothing's happened from this situation. It goes out to McGinn now. McGinn on the right-hand side. Clips it in with his right foot, but he's overhit it. But Konsa can keep it in. Blocked by Aina, but picked up again by Ezri Konsa. He's looking to try and turn him and keep the ball. And that'll be a throw into Villa. So, again, bit of a wasted opportunity with the corner, to be honest. But we've got a throw in. Just coming up to the 8th minute. Nottingham Forest 0, Aston Villa 0. Onana's getting into the box. He's got 3 Forest players around him. Again, looking for a long throw. Goes right in. Onana tries to flick it on, but it's headed away by Jesus. Flicked back by Buendia. Does well to find Luca Dean. Tielemans now. Little reverse pass to Buendia. Buendia tried to feed it to Rodgers, but just read by Aina well. Hutchinson plays back to Aina now. Can they clear Forest clear it? They're looking to, but play it nicely. Buendia's trying to close it down. Hutchinson accelerates. Finds Jesus. Onana steps in with a brilliant tackle. Now Buendia's got space. Finds Morgan Rodgers. Morgan Rodgers looking for Watkins, but it's just blocked. Villa trying to win it back. Onana wins it. Tielemans wins it back. Onana to Buendia. Buendia into Rodgers. Drops it back to Tielemans. Tielemans with the shot. Oh, saved by the goalkeeper. And it's out for a corner. Great shot by Tielemans. On target. But brilliant midfield battling for the ball. Tielemans, Onana winning the ball in that midfield. Villa trying to attack quickly. And why not take the shot? Bit of a save for the cameras by Ortega, but on target. And had to parry it. Good start from Villa, this. Looking to get it in the box now. Tielemans clips it in. Good delivery. Onana's just over his head. McGinn tries the volley. Misses it, but manages to get it back. Now he's running down the right-hand side. Against Hutchinson. Gets a low cross in, but Wood can clear it. Cash keeps it in play. No, he doesn't. It's gone out for a throw in deep inside Nottingham Forest half. But that was a good ball in from Tielemans. It was just over Onana's head. So now Nottingham Forest looking to clear. They've got a throw in. Villa obviously looking to pen them in. Konsa hits it off Gibbs White and it goes out for a throw into Aston Villa, just on the halfway line. Pereira looking very, very stern. Long throw from Cash, looking for Watkins. He's being held here. Milenkovic trying to hold him off, and he manages to put an up and under in the air. Forest pick it up. Onana again with a tackle. I don't know if that was a free kick there, but the referee quick to blow his whistle on that one. Didn't want to blow his whistle when Watkins was getting held, but yeah, it was a free kick, to be fair. Aina just bringing it across halfway. Hutchinson finds Milenkovic, and then Milenkovic out to Morata. Looking for a ball up the line for Williams, but it goes harmlessly through to Emi Martinez. Unai Emery clapping McGinn for tracking the runner. And Emi Martinez just settling it down, putting his foot on the ball. And then he's going to pick it up. And I'm sure he will roll it out. He does. Rolls it to Ezri Konsa. Konsa now plays into McGinn, holding off Williams, loses out. Forest trying to break. Onana tries to step in, but Gibbs White gets hold of the ball and switches the play to Aina. Aina crosses, but headed away by Pau Torres. Back to Aina. Closed down by Buendia, and it's out for a throw-in to Nottingham Forest. McGinn just needs to be careful there because Williams is wise to him trying to turn him. Elliot Anderson switches the play, slightly behind Nico Williams, but he's going to be able to get it just inside the Villa half to Dominguez. Bit of possession here for Forest. Gibbs White back to Milenkovic. Out to Aina. And then to Hutchinson. Faced up by Luca Deans as well. Forces him back. Aina again. Milenkovic. Out to Morata. Gibbs White finds Elliot Anderson, who goes back to Milenkovic. Forest just trying to have a few touches of the ball because they've been under a bit of pressure, I would say. Aina coming forward. Buendia doing well. And again, they have to go back. And Anderson this time. And he finds Dominguez, who finds Morata. Who now they're striding forward. Williams back to Gibbs White. Gibbs White to Aina. Villa just dropped back into their own defensive third now. Anderson. Watkins doing well to press. Forces a big mistake, and Milenkovic has to go back to the goalkeeper. Very good shape from Villa there. Good organisation. And now Dominguez for Anderson. Nice little touch and turn though. Anderson can come forward, but he opts to go back. And it's a bit of a sloppy pass, but Gibbs White picks it up. Switches the play, looking for Hutchinson. He finds him, but again, forced back. Villa keeping a good line, good defensive line. Dominguez, Morata. And Williams miscontrols it, and Cash will see it out. And that's really good defending from Villa there. Really good. No problem, mate. Great to have you on. Thank you for joining. We've got almost 100 in the chat. Just coming up to 15 minutes gone. Nottingham Forest 0, Aston Villa 0. Do hit the like button if you've just joined us. And hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet and you're new to the channel. Very close to 7,000. Tielemans to Watkins. Watkins finds Emi Buendia. Buendia back to Yuri. Now he finds Watkins, who nice pass to Amadou Onana, who's got a bit of space to come forward. Forest now dropping their players back. So it goes across to Cash. Cash now will, I imagine, go back to Konza. Yes, he does. Oh, 1-1 in the Braga game. Konsa across to Pau Torres. Torres now. Forward pass blocked out by Aina, but Tielemans picks it up. Rodgers makes the run, but he's left some space for McGinn. McGinn out to Rodgers now. He's got the Cash on the overlap. He finds him. Cash with a low cross, and it's blocked by Nico Williams, and it's out for a corner. Good move from Villa. That was the run from Rodgers was excellent because Tielemans didn't have to find him, but it created that space for John McGinn in that area. And then we played the pass to Rodgers. Rodgers then fed Cash on the overlap. And just that last final ball was blocked. But it's another corner for Villa. This time John McGinn to take it. In swinging from the right side. We've got Rodgers, Onana, Watkins, Buendia going for the front post. Clipped in, flicked on. Is that another corner or is that a goal kick? Goal kick. I think it's Pau Torres. Couldn't get any direction on his header. Allison, I don't think he's injured. He's just not in the Europa League squad. He wasn't selected. You know, I think we'll have to wait until we hopefully seal Champions League qualification until we see someone like Allison. Ortega into Morata to Anderson, helped on, blocked by Konsa, but the referee's given offside up for Chris Wood. Sorry, the linesman's given offside. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying it. Trying to do a bit of commentary, but obviously from a Villa perspective. Concert back to Martinez. Villa just trying to make the pitch big again. They know they can get space because under Pereira, Forest do like to commit men forward. They do give some space, but they are dangerous. Cash, long ball forward, looking for Watkins. Milenkovic, though, clears it, finds Anderson, but well stepped in by Cash. Ref give a free kick there. I'm a little bit puzzled as that, but now Williams driving forward, goes inside, but Tielemans read the ball well and picks it up, and now he can come out with it. Oh, McGinn looking for Buendia, and the referee blocked it. So he will stop the play and the ball will go back to Villa. But that was a shame, that, because I think it was a promising attack. Oh, this game, man, it's so involved, isn't it? 18 minutes gone, it's like absorbing. Every minute is so important. Martinez, long kick upfield with his left foot, trying to find Watkins, who's backing into Milenkovic, forces Milenkovic into a clearance. Luka Dean does well. Buendia picks it up, back to Luka Dean. Luka Dean now to Watkins. Nice little 1-2. Digne, lovely touch. Looks for the cross. I think that's going to be a throw into. I think that's going to be a throw into Forest, and the referee not happy with the way that Digne reacted, but just gives him a talking to there. So throw into Forest. Nice bit of play down the left-hand side. I've been impressed with the way Villa have moved the ball, to be fair. Buendia's looking sharp. Watkins is looking sharp. Rodgers looking... Everyone's looking really sharp today. And, yeah, Forest give it away, and that's a throw into Villa. Digne to take the throw. He's took his time now because Rodgers did make the run to take a quick one, but he's now dropped it in short to Buendia. Buendia tried to turn away, but it's giving it away now. Hutchinson. Now Forest looking to break, but poor ball from Chris Wood, and Pau Torres picks that up comfortably. Continent out to Cash on the right-hand side. He's closed down by Morgan Gibbs-White, but he drives forward. Got real good ground. Finds Watkins. Watkins now down the right-hand side. Tries to cross, finds Cash. Cash helps it on. Buendia. Oh, almost nicked in. Aina with a header back to the goalkeeper. And Buendia had every right to go for that. Didn't get enough on it, Aina, and loops up in the air. Buendia almost managed to get a foot on it, and he just clipped the goalkeeper, but he had every right to go for it. But yeah, I think Villa's attacker's looking sharp. Morata tries to switch the play to Aina, finds him well. Buendia, again, good closing down, goes up the line. Jesus does well against Onana, but Onana steps in. But Forest come out with the ball. It's Hutchinson trying to drive forward, skips away from Tielemans, but Onana steps in. Brilliant tackle. Now Buendia driving forward. Loses out to Aina. Poor play by Buendia. Now Jesus looks for the cross. Good cross. Headed down. Gibbs-White, though, heads it wide. Looked a dangerous one, that one. Just got to watch. He's got a good cross on him, Jesus, hasn't he? Yeah, good defending from Cash, to be fair. And Gibbs-White couldn't get any direction on it. But yeah, great tackle from Onana. Hutchinson's down, though. He did twist his ankle a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be fine. He's got another leg. Get up. Great stadium, the City Ground. I was there the other week. 1-1 draw. Really nice setting. Yeah, he's a frustrating player, isn't he? McGinn couldn't take it into his stride there, but Onana steps in again. Forest, though, bring it clear. It's Nico Williams, and he finds Morata. Forest just starting to win those balls in midfield a little bit more. Villa being a bit wasteful. McGinn and Buendia just giving the ball away a bit. Jesus now has got a bit of time and space. Goes the wrong side of Konsa. Steps in, though. Wins the ball, but it goes out to Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White with the cross, looking for Chris Wood. And Torres does well to head it behind for a corner. But again, just from Villa giving the ball away in midfield. And it's a lovely ball from Elliott, finding Jesus. And we just gave him a bit too much space there. Brilliant block from Konsa. Ball finds its way to Gibbs-White, who clips it to the back stick. And to be fair, it was Emi Buendia getting back It's a corner to Nottingham Forest here, midway through the first half. 0-0. Hutchinson with a corner, but it's easy for Martinez. Love it when that happens. Just takes a sting out of the game. Now he goes long, looking for Buendia, but it's headed away by Morata. But poor header. Buendia's there, finds McGinn. Forest have got all players back, but Morgan Rogers makes the decoy run. McGinn keeps it, finds Luca Dean. He's got Hutchinson behind him. Luca Dean with a cross to the back post, but there's no other Villa player in the box apart from Ollie Watkins. Buendia and McGinn on the edge of the box. Villa still keeping it alive. Nico Williams with an up and under, still in the box, but Elliott does well and finds the goalkeeper. They're a bit last ditch as well, Forest. They'll be feeling nervous as well. Goalkeeper with the ball in his hands here. It's got to be longer than 8 seconds, this. He goes long. And Pau Torres just got to watch out. He's got Hutchinson in behind him, but he does well and finds Martinez. Martinez is going to go long again. Clips it with his left foot. Oh, Buendia, what are you doing? Elliot Anderson to Morata. Williams out to Gibbs White. Anderson, from Martinez's long kicks, we've got to hold it up a bit better. Can't have the ball coming straight back at us. Elliot Anderson. Dominguez, Aina, Hutchinson. Hutchinson's the main player at the minute. He's the one who's seeing most of the ball. Goes back to Aina. So looking for a switch ball, but they don't go in the end. It goes to Anderson. Villa just dropped everyone back. Gibbs White, nice little ball inside to Dominguez. Chris Wood switches it out to Hutchinson. Now they've got a bit of space. He's faced up Luca Dean, gone down the outside, clips it in the box, and it's out for a corner to Forest. They're claiming handball here. He did look a bit sheepish, did Luca Dean. Goes down the outside. Nah, I don't think that's a handball. Corner again. Hutchinson clips it in, and it's headed away this time by John McGinn. Gets decent distance on it, but Anderson picks it up to Hutchinson. He's facing up Emi Buendia, cuts inside Buendia, hits the shot, but straight into Pau Torres, who gets a big head on it. Now it's back on the halfway line with Morata, and he'll go back to the goalkeeper. This time, Ortega to Dominguez. So Forest just getting into this game a little bit more now. Anderson just starting to dictate things. I haven't seen much of Yuri Tillman in the last 5 or 10 minutes. I think Villa just trying to sit in their shape. Dominguez out to Hutchinson. It's a totally different Forest, isn't it, to the one under Sean Dyche. Hutchinson inside to Anderson. Anderson with a shot, but it's comfortably over the bar. And it's a goal kick to Villa. And they can shoot from there all day. "27 minutes coming up to gone in the game. 0-0. Both teams have had some decent passages of play. No one's really had any clear-cut chances yet. Conser's just under pressure from Chris Wood. Finds Cash. Back to Conser. Clipped up the line looking for Rogers. McGinn gets in the head, but the referee doesn't give a free kick. And Hutchinson does well, but he gives it away. Now Watkins down that left-hand side. Faced up with Milenkovic. Cuts inside. Finds Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers in a bit of space. Hits a shot with his left foot. Oh, saved by the keeper. It's parried to Buendia. Oh, Aina just blocks it. Clipped in by Dina. Headed away. Edge of the box. Gibbs White heads it down to Anderson. Anderson now got a bit of time tidy up. He gives it away to Luca Dean. Luca Dean with a touch. Oh, heavy touch. And now Forest can break. And Jesus down the right-hand side for Forest comes forward. Villa have got players back now. He finds Dominguez. Dominguez now drives into the middle of the pitch, finds Gibbs White. Gibbs White out to Hutchinson. Villa just need to be careful. There's 2 players in the box for Forest. Low cross, Gibbs White. Oh, he's clipped it over the bar. But again, 2 good chances there for Villa, and then a decent break from Forest. But Luca Dean, that touch, if he could have just got that touch a bit better, I think he was just a bit shocked that the ball had been given straight to him. And Gibbs White, I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. But Morgan Rogers with the left foot shot, lovely placement. And to be honest, it's a really good save from the keeper. Probably didn't have quite the power on that Rogers would have wanted. But again, good play from Ollie Watkins. He's looking sharp up front. Long kick upfield for Aina. No challenge, but Luke Buendias presented the ball. And Rogers again, he's got players around him though. Holds them off. Referee doesn't give any free kick there, which is a surprise. And Anderson can bring it clear. Down the line, but it's out of play for a throw into Villa. Tielemans just asking the ref, are you not going to give a free kick for that? I don't know about that, mate. Tielemans trying to drive through, but he loses out to Anderson. Anderson to Chris Wood now. He's got a bit of time and space. Tries to look for Jesus, but catched as well on the cover. And Martinez blasts it clear. Headed up in the air by Tielemans. Kept in by McGinn. Still kept in by McGinn. He's battling against Nico Williams. Good battle with them two. And it's a throw into Nottingham Forest. Taken quickly. Anderson does well against Morgan Rogers. Under pressure. Finds Morata and he gets the free kick. 44 years since I've seen Villa win the European Cup now. Yeah, mate. We've got to win something. Hutchinson there. Nice little bit of play. Jesus out to Aina. Villa, though, keeping the shape well. Hutchinson, he's very busy. Gibbs White tries a little back heel, but read by Yuri. Finds Ollie Watkins. Watkins, a great tackle from Anderson there. And Watkins looks like he's hurt. Hutchinson coming forward against Tielemans. Goes back to Morgan Gibbs White, though. Gibbs White out to Williams. Looks for the cross, but it's straight into Martinez. Watkins is still down. Holding his ankle. Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's a nasty one, that. Oh, over the ball, right into his ankle. They've got to have a look at that. They've got to have a look at that. That's a shocker. They've got to look at that. Shocking tackle, that. I mean, I'm not one for like calling out tackles and stuff, but that was a bad one. Cheers, pal. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. He's very lucky that VAR aren't looking at that. Exactly, Weston. I'm very surprised that the ref hasn't looked at that. Oh, come on, we're standing a bit too far off from midfield here. Dominguez, Anderson to Williams. Williams out to Gibbs White. I'm always wary of McGinn when he gets a bit isolated out on that right-hand side. Doing his job, though. Just want him more involved. Anderson. Aina. Out to Hutchinson. Back to Aina. Anderson's looking to switch the play. Great ball out there to Gibbs White. Held up by Cash, though. Played inside to Elliot Anderson, who tries to clip it over. Sorry, Gibbs White's there. Low cross. Oh, it's a good. What a save! What a save! What a save by Emi Martinez. That is the best chance of the game. It was great play down the left-hand side. Williams into Gibbs-White, clips the Williams into Anderson, clips the ball over to Morgan Gibbs-White, and then just a little cutback. And all Jesus has to do is volley it into the net. And somehow, Emi Martinez dives and drops just in front of the line and drops gratefully onto the ball. But a brilliant save by Emi Martinez. What a save. Villa need to get a grip on this game again. Martinez to Konsa. Just losing that midfield battle. We're letting Elliot Anderson dictate the play too much. Got to get someone on him. Tielemans. Konsa to Martinez. Martinez goes long. And Aina will see it out. But at least it's away from the Villa goal. But it's a brilliant save. Just manages, saves with one hand and then dives on it with the other hand. Brilliant save. Oh, just can't bring it in. Aina's got a bit of time to turn, finds Hutchinson. Hutchinson hits it into Digne, then it comes back off Hutchinson's leg. Now Villa can build a little bit now. Just inside the Forest half. But just coming up to into the 35th minute. Nottingham Forest 0, Aston Villa 0. Forest with the best chance of the game. Tielemans back to Pau Torres. Villa just need a bit of possession here. And now it's been a little bit quiet. Konsa. McGinn's been a bit quiet. Ball back with Emi. It's going to go long again. Looking down the middle. Watkins, brilliant layoff to Morgan Rogers. Rogers takes it in his stride, but Nico Williams as well. Villa. Oh, Emi Buendia. Oh, almost pounces on it and just gets too much on the pass to Morgan Rogers. Oh, that was the moment. Buendia, too much on the pass. Blocks by Rogers, but out to Gibbs-White. Dominguez picks it up, and now Elliot Anderson, bit of space. And dictating goes out to Aina. Villa just got themselves back into it now. Hutchinson back to Aina. And then he finds Milenkovic. It's going to be these little passages of play are so important. Brilliant save by Martinez. Villa just need to take their chances when they come, and that was such an opportunity there. If Buendia would have just took a little bit off that pass, Hutchinson skips past him, plays it into Jesus. Hutchinson with a cross, headed down by Konsa to Buendia. Rogers to Onana to Tielemans. Tielemans just loses out though. Onana wins the header. Buendia back to Rogers. Rogers now out to Watkins. Has got a bit of space to run at Morata. Just holds it up. Finds John McGinn. Lovely turn from McGinn. And finally, the referee gives us a free kick. McGinn asking for more of a talking to Anderson because he was away then. I actually think Watkins has had a really good first half, Charlie. I think he's been excellent. Long free kick, looking for Luca Dean, headed out of the play by Aina. Yeah. I can't pass 5 yards, Rich ran. Yeah, I know. It was a poor pass. It was such an opportunity. Long throw, headed up in the air by Jesus for, again, another needless corner given away by Nottingham Forest there. Goalkeeper could have just claimed that. So, cheap corner to give away for Villa. Not sure what he was thinking. Yeah, stood in Newcastle. Yeah, Anderson. Yeah, he's lucky. He's very lucky. I mean, I think the next foul, I think he'll get a yellow, but he should have. Clipped in by Tielemans, near post, headed away by Wood, picked up by John McGinn, just turns away from Hutchinson, and the edge of the box again tries to turn away from Williams. Williams sticking with him, and McGinn battling, but it's a goal kick, and couldn't quite get us a corner there. Forest did well against him. Williams has done well against McGinn, to be honest. I'd maybe consider swapping McGinn and Buendia over McGinn and Iona for a bit. Very, very close to 100 in the chat. 92 of you in here. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you're new. Ortega is going long. And it's going to go out for a throw into Villa. Just seemed to have weathered that little bit of a storm from Forest there, where they had a really good chance from Jesus, a couple of chances for Villa. And Pereira there sitting down. 51 likes. That's not bad at all. Let's get to 70. Onana wins the header, but it's Dominguez. Heads it out wide to Williams. Williams tries to hook it on, but doesn't get anywhere. McGinn to Onana. Onana switches the play for Luca Dean. Nice switch. Dean's got a bit of time. He'll go back, though, to Torres. Torres across to Ezri Konza. And back to Emi Martinez. Just coming to the last 5 minutes of the first half. Tielemans sweeps it out to Ezri Konsa. Now Konsa's got a bit of time and space to bring the ball forward. He's got Cash outside him, but he goes back to Martinez. Martinez will go long now. Looking for Buendia or Watkins. Watkins flicks it on. What's cleared by Forest. Won by Tielemans to Watkins to Buendia. Back to Watkins. Watkins skips inside, does really well. And that's a push in the back, ref. Cash does well against Gibbs White, and Gibbs White pulls Cash back, and Villa get a free kick. How is that not a free kick? That's blatant foul. How is that not a foul? We probably haven't, but we've had a couple of good shots. I mean, they've only really created one good chance. There's only been one good chance in the whole game. I think hopefully it'll open up. We had a great chance point here to play Rodgers in. That would have been the chance of the game. That would have been the chance. Free kick clipped in by McGinn, headed away. Picked up by Yuri Tielemans, who finds Luca Dean. Luca Dean looks to get it into the box. Good cross. Headed away by Forest player, though. Hutchinson now trying to bring it forward. He's run past Buendia and Cash. And Buendia, he won the ball, man. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. On the ball there. But free kick to Nottingham Forest. Anderson looks like he's going to take it. Yeah, we haven't really had much from the ref. I think he's given us, 3 free kicks all game? Little back heel, Hutchinson to Williams. Williams then tries to hook it into the box. Headed across. Iona drops it down to Milenkovic, who smashes it over the bar, but I think someone was offside anyway. So nothing doing on that one. Yeah, you could have took your pick on how many players were offside there, to be honest. Martinez take the free kick just on the edge of his box. Villa players just getting out towards the halfway line. So Martinez going to get it away from danger. Big kick upfield. Morgan Rogers underneath it, but doesn't challenge. Elliot Anderson helps it on. Consa's chasing it, and he goes back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper first time out wide. McGinn tries to head it on, but it's going to go back to Ortega from Morata. Villa players just trying to put a bit of pressure on, but not really pressing too hard. Poor kick from the goalkeeper, though. Buendia tries to find Tielemans with the header, but it's picked up by Aina, and now it's back with the goalkeeper. And to Morata, to Anderson, Dominguez. Just nice little triangles there from Forest. But again, Villa do well to win it back. And but Forest again just pick the ball up. We're just a little bit lax in possession sometimes. Referee wants to have a word with Ollie Watkins because, of course, a Nottingham Forest player has gone. Oh, Elliot Anderson's gone down. Good. Watkins has done him. Good. Good. He deserves it. Banged his knee, I think. Yes. Yes, Ollie. I love that. Absolutely love that. Leave one in on him. Absolutely love that. Don't mess around. So we're getting towards the 45 minutes to see if the referee plays any injury time. No, he doesn't. So first quarter of the game, first quarter of the tie, 0-0. A decent half of football. Best chance of the half going to Nottingham Forest. Brilliant save from Emi Martinez from Jesus. Rogers had an effort saved by the goalkeeper. Tielemans had an effort saved by Ortega. And then a few corners for Villa, but nothing clear cut. And only really one clear cut chance for in the game, if I'm honest. But Villa will be satisfied with it. Villa will be absolutely satisfied with it. Anderson there with a poor challenge on Watkins wasn't really picked up by the referee at all. But fair play to Watkins, leaving one in on him. Probably the best chance for Villa wasn't really a shot. It was the opportunity for Buendia to play Morgan Rogers in. And had he got that pass right, Rogers would have been clear 1v1 against the goalkeeper, but messed up the pass. So we just need to be a little bit more clinical in the positions where we can shoot. But I think we've looked fairly sharp. I think we've looked fairly organised. We're not going to give too much away, but I think we can get. I think we can get at Forest. They leave space. They leave spaces. We just need to not let Elliot Anderson have too much time on the ball. But the referee is absolutely shocking at the minute. As Seymour says, Charlie says the ref is being paid by Marinakis. Very, very, very strange decisions or non-decisions. Not really having a word with any players. Not really giving Villa any fouls. I think he's probably given us about 3 fouls. I think every time a Villa player tends to get a tackle in, he's given a foul, which seems very, very strange to me. Thank you to J-Rig for becoming an official Villa Park Pod follower. Much appreciated, mate. Thank you for becoming a member. You absolute legend. Thank you very, very much for that. Let me see if I can put a little bit of a sound on. Here we are. There we go. Man. Thank you for becoming a member. Top man, thank you so much, and thank you for your comments about the commentary. It's much appreciated. I'm glad you all enjoy it, and I do know obviously there's other Villa podcasters doing watch-alongs, which is great. So I do thank you all for sticking with me and being involved with the channel. I will see if Sam is going to jump on and give his thoughts, give his halftime thoughts. Let's just get a message through to Sam. Thank you, Luke. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying the match. I enjoy commentating on the match. I really do enjoy it. I try and bring you as much as I can with the feel of the game and what's happening. Obviously, I want Villa to do well. Obviously, I'll give my opinion as well. Try and get involved in the comments. Yeah, I will. We'll get some questions in. I mean, I want your thoughts. What do you guys think of the performance so far? Do you think it's there for the taking? Keep it solid? What do you think? I think we need to be a little bit more clinical with our passing. I think they're giving us some space. I'd like to see Matson maybe down that left-hand side to exploit that space that Luca Dean's getting. But I don't think Luca Dean's having a bad game. I'd like to see McGinn involved a little bit more. I think Nico Williams plays against him really well. And I think McGinn is struggling a little bit against Nico Williams. Rodgers, I think when we get the ball to him or Watkins, I think they've got space to play. I really do. But I think we'll be generally quite happy with it at the minute. Let's see what some people are saying. Buendia is a great sub, but never a starter. He does seem to be in and out, doesn't he? That's the problem. But he has been good in this Europa League. Ali McCoy, some of his commentary is shocking. Anderson should have had at least a yellow at the very least. Yeah, I mean, looking at it as it happened, I thought, that's a good tackle. But when you see it in slow motion, it was a shocker. Right on his ankle, over the ball as well. Real bad tackle. Buendia is so bad, says Seymour. Gary, we've turned up at least. Yeah. Marsha says Sancho for Buendia. I maybe wouldn't do it straight away, though. Rodgers is isolated. Purple Rider says Buendia gets more of the ball than anyone and does absolutely F all with it. He is so frustrating when he gets into those positions, isn't he? J-Rig, I think Emery overall will be happy, but we need to be slightly more incisive and clinical. Luke says Hutchinson, Anderson, and Morgan Gibbs White fighting for man of the match. Yeah, I think Hutchinson's been busy without doing too much. I would say he looks like he's their main outlet. Anderson looks very, very classy on the ball. We're giving him quite a bit of time and space. And we're trying to let him have the ball in deeper areas. But again, you're dangerous in terms of giving him that influence. Here he is, the man himself. And Buentini's moving on in the summer, says LG. The two good Morgans have been bad. What else have we got? Great Bongo. He always says we need Grealish on the pitch. Sam, what have you made of the first half so far?
Oh, boys, it's been exciting without being spectacular, I guess. First things first, Emi Martinez. Wow. What a save. Honestly, some of the saves that he pulls out are just one in a million. Like, you just don't see him, and he seems to do it so often. So, yeah, amazing save. Good move by Forest, but just a spectacular save. My biggest takeaway is just how bad the ref's been. Just some absolutely shocking decisions. I mean, there's a really, really strong case to make that Elliot Anderson shouldn't be on the pitch right now or for the next game. It was a horrible challenge. Just right over the ball, right on the ankle, came in full force. Like, I get. Not only did he not even call a foul for it, he didn't blow up for a foul. But surely, when VAR look at that, they've got to say to him, "Mate, okay, fine, it wasn't red, but you've got to give me a yellow for that. It's horrible." Like, what's the logic in not putting him on a yellow? Because it changes the rest of his game. Because you've seen him; he's been going in hard and strong, and I don't understand it. And there's some other cool, like a push on Ollie on the edge of the box.
That was a shock. That was shocking. He took it past the man, and then he's literally smashed him in the back.
He's gone straight into the back of him, and he's not blown up again. Amari Hutchinson on the break, who I will get to. Emi Buendia, one of the good things he's done this half, he manages to win the ball. He blows up for a foul. It's like, I understand there's like an old school mentality of, let the play run. And we don't want to see referees getting too involved and blowing up every 2 seconds. But you've got to actually call the fouls and ref the game properly. I'm looking at the challenge now.
I know.
Absolutely horrible challenge.
It's because he hit the ball with his ankle, so then it looked like he'd controlled the ball, and because he came out with the ball in control. But it was horror tackle to me. I loved it when Watkins left one on him at the end.
Yeah, damn right. And he gets called. At least, the ref blew a foul for it. It wasn't, and I had to talk to him. He didn't even talk to Elliot Anderson about the first one. But I think in terms of Villa going forward, we've had moments. It's just a lack of quality. Do you know what I mean? That final third, Buendia he's not having a good game. But we were just having a word in the chat, and everyone's like, "You got to get Buendia off." And I like, if the alternative to Buendia is bringing on Sancho or Bailey,
Sancho will go missing in this type of intensity for me.
I'd rather just keep Bailey on the pitch. Keep not Bailey. Buendia on the pitch.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I mean, look, I think the best opportunity for Villa was when we won the ball and Buendia, all he had to do was just play it a tiny little bit off the pass to Morgan Rogers. And that was the moment. And
all Rogers had to do then is square it to Watkins. Watkins is free on the other side, and I don't think even Watkins could miss that. It's just it's been a difficult game in terms of Forest. They've been attacking really, really well. If I'm being honest, Amari Hutchinson is having so much joy down that side, and Matty Cash has stood up quite well to the test on the left of is as I predicted. Morgan Gibbs White is sort of phasing out to that side and trying to double up on Cash. Nico Williams, playing really high, but Chris Wood has been quiet. Igor Jesus has been really lively. A couple of times he's nicked the ball off a couple of his own players. He's a bit chaotic as Igor Jesus, but it's one of those where it's quite finely balanced. Like we've had our chances. Morgan Rogers had a really good couple of chances. Ortega with some good saves, and I mean Emi Martinez, man, what can you do?
Absolutely brilliant save. I do think if we can I want to see McGinn get involved a little bit more. I feel like you mentioned about Nico Williams. I feel like Nico Williams reads McGinn well. Like when McGinn does that roll with his ass, I think Williams knows that that's coming every time, and he reads him well. Yeah. But I do think if we can get into that area because they like to attack, and they've got Jesus in and around that sort of hole in the midfield. They're quite expansive, and they're giving Rogers and Watkins a lot of time and space to receive the ball and be able to run with it. And it's very 2v2. If we can just get more of that in those areas, I think we can have some joy. But as you say, it's about being clinical in those moments. And
that's why I was going to say I feel like actually what Villa need to do is push up a bit. I don't think a 2-on-2 is going to work because between Rogers and Watkins, they can't get past a man.
No, they're too far away like that, aren't they? And by the time there's 3 Forest players around them, I agree. We need to get further up.
At least when we got the ball, I don't even mind the time we're taking to get forward. We're moving at a pretty good pace going forward, but I think you just need to push up that midfield. I want to see Tielemans a little bit further forward. I don't mind if Onana drops. I want to see all sides pushing together, and I think McGinn's done all right actually, and what Nico Williams is doing quite well against McGinn is he's just tracking him. He's not committing. He's not diving in. He's not letting himself get rolled. He's just standing off a little bit. He's standing off enough and just saying, all right, then, well, you've got to do something. And I think a lot of things, I'm sure every team feels like, every fan feels like this when they watch a team, but a lot of things just aren't going our way. Like second balls are dropping to them, and it's just I feel we've been a little bit unlucky with the way that the ball was dropped. But I mean, we're still in it. Really important.
We're organised. Some of our defensive shape's been excellent. There's been I know Hutchinson's looked really busy and he has looked quite dangerous, but there's been multiple occasions where we've kept our shape. and they've put a long crossfield ball or a straight ball, and we've shepherded it out for a goal kick, or we've forced them into a long range shot that's just that's gone miles over the bar. So I think defensively, in terms of our shape, we've been pretty well organised. But yeah, it's getting that balance between kind of keeping that and then being able to push forward and get more players in and around, as you say, Watkins and Rodgers, to help them a little bit more.
I think in terms of like the defensive shape, I agree. I think we've been decent, but I feel like we just stand off too much. We stand off too much and say, "Go on, then whip the ball in, and we'll deal with it when it gets in there." As so many times, Buendia and Luka Dean, both on that left hand side, let's just kind of let Hutchinson and let players run around them, and it's like you have to get in, you have to be next to him, and don't let him move. And Buendia looked tired after 20 minutes. And you know me, I've been a big advocate for Buendia, so I'm not just bashing him because I don't like him. I just want him to try harder. Lazy touches, lazy defending, and it's the same with Luka Dean. I would absolutely love it to see Maatsen. If we're going to change Buendia, take him off, put Rodgers in the 10, put Maatsen on the left. Put him up top to support Luka Dean when they're defending, and then let him break, because the problem is Hutchinson's so quick, and he's been for me so far. He's been man of the match. Hutchinson.
Oh, he's been the best player. Yeah,
he's been the best player by country mile. So
also we've had space in that left hand channel where when we've managed to switch it. So if you imagine Maatsen being able to exploit that space, it makes more sense than Luka Dean at the moment.
And we seem to be running it to the byline, trying to bring it back. And there's no one better than that in our team than Maatsen. Honestly, there isn't. He manages to find out. I just want to, if there's any changes at halftime, I'd love to see Buendia off for Maatsen. And I'd love to see Maatsen supporting on that left hand. When we're defending, have him and Luka Dean, tackling that Nico Williams challenge, and then have obviously Maatsen for going forward. But I mean, it's still all to play for. It's not been a bad half of football from Villa. We've shown a bit of quality. We've shown some good passing, but I think the intensity level needs to go up for this half. And we need to make sure that we don't concede. And I really don't want to go back to Villa Park with being a goal down. I don't want to have to chase the game.
Yes, mate. Well, the players are back out. Emi Martinez sprinted out, so he must be up for it. Sam, I'll see you later, mate. Thank you for jumping on, giving your halftime thoughts.
Cheers, boys. Up the Villa.
Come on. So we are getting ready for the second half. 0-0 at the moment. We do lack more game winners. Could see Forest getting the first right now. Hopefully not, mate. Hopefully not. David's saying attack. Few players, people saying Rodgers is strolling around. I think he's been all right, mate. I don't think he's been bad. I think we'll be all right in this game. I really do. So Nottingham Forest to get us underway for the second half. No changes at half time. And we're off. Ball, long kick upfield by the goalkeeper, headed away by Yuri Tillemans. Morgan Rodgers just leaning back there, and the referee gives a free kick. And Dominguez making the most of it there. Yeah, he's trying to say that he got an elbow, but I think he got a bit embarrassed. But yeah, at least gave him 20 seconds to get a free kick. Anderson to take the free kick now. Clips it in. Back post looking for Milenkovic, heads it in, but it's straight into the arms of Martinez. And he's looking to release player. No, he'll keep hold of the ball. That was the other thing. How long did that Ortega have hold of the ball? Conser. Cash. Blocks by Morgan Gibbs-White, but it's out for a throw into Villa. Yeah, Emery just telling Cash to hurry it up a little bit. Yes, Geordie Toonfly, we need to, mate. And thanks for joining. I'm very good, mate. I'm very good. Long throw from Cash, headed away by Murata. They'll pick it up, though. Onana goes back to the goalkeeper. And Villa just getting back into shape. Martinez just steps on it. He's going to go long again. Out to the right-hand side, looking for Watkins, who does well to turn Morato. He's got him in a nice bit of space there. Holds it up. Again, he's turned and he's thrown to the floor. Does the referee give a free kick there for Villa or not? He must do. No, he doesn't. He gives a throw-in. Brilliant ref. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. But Villa pick it up from Amadou. I have no idea what this referee is watching. Watkins has had 3 fouls against him. He hasn't given one once. Honestly, mate, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how that he's not given a free kick. Cash now looks up the line. Rogers clips it into McGinn. McGinn back to Onana. Tielemans now. Tielemans clips it up the right-hand side, looking for Watkins again. This time he's against Milenkovic. Again, he's being pulled back. But the referee, again, doesn't give anything. Anderson now plays into Gibbs-White. It's getting a joke. It's getting an absolute joke, this referee. Aina now coming forward with the ball. Clips it into the box, but again, poor ball. And Martinez rolls it out to Tielemans. Tielemans has got Buendia outside him. Plays it to Buendia. Morgan Rogers is forward as well. Watkins is out on that left-hand side. He's faced up Milenkovic. Cuts inside. Was going to shoot, but he lays it off to Amadou Onana. Has got a bit of space. Goes out wide to Morgan Rogers. Rogers facing up. Nico Williams tries to take him down the outside. Cross comes in. Oh, it's just blocked. Doesn't fall for Emi Buendia there. Villa players just caught on their heels a little bit. Cash tries to play up the line, but Elliot Anderson can pick it up, but he goes back now to Nico Williams. Yeah, Buendia just ball watching. But good play from Villa. Palace 1-1. Dominguez out to Aina. Someone's down. Hutchinson's down. Jesus has still got it. Referee. Oh, the referee will stop it there, won't he? He'll stop it for Forest. Of course he will. I have no idea why he went down there. There was nothing in that at all. He fell on his shoulder. Of course, the referee will stop it there. It's getting to the point where you've got to question whether Marinakis has had a word with the ref here. Because it's absolutely ridiculous, the one-sidedness of this referee. Absolutely ridiculous. Nil-nil. Decent start to the half. We just got caught on our heels there after Rogers put the cross in. Just got caught on our heels. So, plays restarted. Elliot Anderson receives the ball from Chris Wood. Goes out wide to Nico Williams, but he's blocked by John McGinn. McGinn's claiming offside. Nothing given from the linesman. Throw into Forest. Short one. Gibbs-White tries to clip the ball over. Actually does. Back post, headed up in the air by Luka Dean. Does well. Hutchinson back on the pitch, picks it up. Is faced up by Buendia. Finds Aina. Aina to Dominguez. Oh, nice ball into Hutchinson now. Hutchinson low cross, but yeah, well, I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but it's straight into the arms of Martinez. He's still complaining of this shoulder. Oh, Tielemans tries to take the ball past. Oh, what? What is this referee? What the hell is this referee? What is going on here? How is he giving a free kick there? This is an absolute disgrace. Clipped over, looking for Wood, but it's well done by Onana when he heads it out for a corner. Don't know if he hurt his knee there a little bit. Yeah. Oh, is that his knee or his calf? Sure, he'll be all right. This is a joke. I can't believe this. I need to see a replay of that. I need to see a replay of that because how that was given as a foul, I have no idea. Corner to Forest. Deep corner. Headed away. Corner to Forest again. Rodgers heads it away. A little bit of pressure here for Villa to withstand. Lamar Bogard. Oh, no. Oh, no. Onana's going to have to come off here. Hutchinson clips it in to the near post, but it's comfortable header away by Luca Dean. Anderson will pick it up. He lets it go out for a throw-in, though. Finds Aina. Anderson. Is he going to clip it into the box? He does. Back post, but it's overhit. And it'll go out for a throw into Villa, and they'll probably make the sub here. This is going to be dangerous. Yeah, Onana's done. Just when he headed that ball out, he landed funny on his knee, I think. It's going to have to come off. Just, yeah. Is that his knee or his hammy? It's a shame for him. It's a big loss in that midfield, but Bogard's got to step up. He's got to step up. Well, that'll be Onana out for next week. Headed on by Morgan Rodgers. But Forest picking up these second balls. Oh, your ref didn't give a free kick. Wow. Tielemans out wide now to Luca Dean. Watkins picks it up. Goes back to Tielemans. I can't believe it. The ref didn't give a free kick for a tackle by one of our players. Konsa. Tielemans. Bogard. Oh, come on. It's telegraphed. McGinn trying to bite around. Gibbs White now. That's a poor ball by Gibbs White. And Williams can't control it. Goes out for throw-in. But yeah, Bogard just got to get to the pace of the game. Got to get to the pace of the game. Long throw. Watkins. Oh, he's going to get a free kick there given against him. No, he isn't. Anderson. Bogard does well there to win it. Takes it on to Tielemans. Tielemans to Buendia. Buendia switches it out to Morgan Rodgers now. Rodgers got a bit of space to run. Holds off Gibbs White. The ref doesn't give anything again. What is this referee doing? Now Forest on the attack, but Martinez reads it well and just drops it out to Konsa. I can't believe this referee. How is he not giving a free kick again? Torres now. Watkins, nice little ball out to Dean. Back to Watkins. Buendia now. Tielemans drives forward. Finds McGinn. McGinn on the edge of the box. Oh, cuts the ball back to Rodgers. Rodgers with the curling effort. What? Oh, Watkins misses. Oh, my word. And now it's a corner. John McGinn. Reverse pass to Rodgers. Rodgers cuts inside. clips a shot, and it deflects into the path, though, of Watkins. First time effort, volleys it. It bounces off the goalkeeper. Oh, no. Almost the same type of situation as Igor Jesus. Almost the same. Corner to Villa. Clipped in by McGinn. Headed away. Buendia picks it up, plays it to McGinn. McGinn tries to skip past. Poor. Oh, it's so annoying when players do that. The crowd. Just get on with the game. You've got a goal kick, for God's sake. Yeah, it's fairly unlucky. He's not going to expect that. But it should definitely. You've got to score. You've got to score. But it's very similar type of chance. Goalkeeper knew nothing about it. Bogard heads it on to Tillemans. Tillemans switches it out to McGinn. McGinn battles against Anderson, does well this time. He's against Williams now. Just holds the ball up. Plays it inside to Buendia. Buendia. Oh, that's poor from Emmy. Just pass the ball. Now Forest on the break. Jesus out to Aina. Aina to Hutchinson. Hutchinson is facing up Luca Dean. Hutchinson cuts inside now. Tries a little reverse pass, but Dean read the ball well. Morgan Rogers back to Tillemans. Tillemans finds Luca Dean now. Luca Dean's got space to run into. He's got Watkins outside him. Finds Ollie Watkins now. Watkins running at Milenkovic. He's got him tracking into the box. Watkins almost turns him inside out, but Milenkovic does well. Stepped in by Luca Dean. Villa still got it. Luca Dean with a cross. Oh, cleared by Morato. Ball still in play. Iron is on the floor here. Free kick to Villa. Yeah, good tackle. If he's letting them go in the first half for tackles on Ollie Watkins, then I'm sorry, you've got to keep that one. You've got to let that in. He clearly got the ball. Oh, you shut up, you idiot. Pereira, you idiot. You didn't say anything with Elliot Anderson, did you? Didn't say anything with that tackle. Do one. Just getting into the 60th minute. Villa did their best spell of the game here. Oh, poor ball, but flicked on by Morgan Gibbs-White, but punched away by Ortega. What's happened here? Is he given a free kick? Probably. Probably giving a free kick to the goalkeeper. For absolutely no reason. He isn't gonna bring Elliot on for Buendia, but Elliot hasn't played for weeks and weeks and weeks. Oh yeah, he's obviously he was going to give a free kick there. Referee's a complete plant. I honestly, man, it's getting to the point where Marinakis has paid him off. Clipped forward by Williams, but he's gone out of play for throw in to Villa. It's more likely that Sancho comes on for Buendia than it is Elliot, to be honest. Cash with the throw in for Villa. Looking for Watkins, but it's not going to reach him. Headed up in the air, but McGinn picks it up, but it's booted upfield and out for a throw into Villa. – 2-1 to Crystal Palace now. Good game over there in Shakhtar. 2-1 to Crystal Palace now. 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 2-1 Yeah, beware Greeks bearing gifts. Long throw. Rogers heads it on. Buendia's got some time and space now. Oh, God, my word. He's lost it out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson goes back to the goalkeeper who boots it upfield. I think we're probably going to have to see the end of Buendia soon. Consa, nicely tidied up. McGinn now getting involved in the middle of the play. Torres looks to switch the play. Looking for Morgan Rogers. Got the wrong side of Williams. Brings it down, but Williams does well to recover. Don't foul him. Morato gets it clear. Chris Wood misses the header and Ebsby Konsa picks it up. He's got Tielemans in a bit of space. Goes back to Konsa, out to Matty Cash. Cash now to Bogard. Bogard, nice little ball. Rogers, Buendia, Watkins. Oh, nice. Looking for the reverse pass, but poor ball by Watkins. I think he just got the ball took off him, actually. And his ball's back with the goalkeeper. Again, so tense out there. Elliot Anderson. Dominguez. Villa have had to make one change so far. Onana's gone off. Nice little flick by Gibbs White. Chris Wood now holding the ball up. Finds Nico Williams. Nico Williams to Elliot Anderson, but Cash steps in well. And ball goes out for a throw into Nottingham Forest. But yeah, Villa forced into one change. Onana having to go off for Bogard. Forest haven't made any substitutions yet, but they don't have a huge amount of options on the bench by the looks of things. Got Bakwa, who has played. Anderson trying to turn Cash. Cash just holding him up in the corner. And Anderson does well to get a corner for Forest. So corner to Nottingham Forest here. Yeah, the ref's poor, man. 65th minute, 0-0. Corner to Forest. Williams to take. Goes short to Anderson. Anderson then clips it in, but it's straight into Emi Martinez's arms. He's claimed a lot of these corners, hasn't he? I think both teams have given away a fair few cheap corners. Dina, back to Torres. Torres across to Konsu, steps into the ball. Holds it up now. Dummies to go back to the keeper, but carries on driving forward and is pulled back by Chris Wood. But he plays on. Cash now has got time and space. Crosses. Watkins just gets in ahead. Oh, Milenkovic just does enough. Just does enough. And now Konsa can tidy it up. Again, trying to drive through. Villa doing well to win it. Morgan Rogers now. Oh, Konsa and Bogard tidy it up there, and it's with Tielemans. Bogard. Cash is knackered after running up that right-hand side. He finds McGinn. Game's just slowed down again. Tielemans clips it out to Luca Dean. Dean just drops it down inside Hutchinson. Plays back to Pau Torres. Now Tielemans got a bit of space. Oh, what was he doing there? What was Buendia trying to do there? That's a great ball by Tielemans. I don't understand what Buendia was trying to do. He made the move for the ball. He's down the channel. Oh, maybe it was just a little bit too far in front of him. Maybe. Yeah, Emery's getting frustrated there. Maybe it is Sancho. Oh, good play from Bogard, but Jesus comes away with it. Physicality there. Gibbs White facing up Cash. Clips the ball into the box, but it's going to go out for a goal kick. I've no idea what this referee's like signaling, but it was clearly a goal kick. Clearly a goal kick. Penalty. What? It's out of play. Oh, he's going to give a pen here, isn't he? He's going to give a pen. Yeah, he's definitely going to give a pen here. I can't believe this. I didn't even spot it. I cannot believe this. He's definitely going to have a look. He's going to give a pen. The ball's not out. Unless, is that ball out where he's hit it there? He's going to give a pen. It depends if the ball's out. It's a definite handball, but it depends if the ball's out. I thought the ball was out of play. Still looking at it. I mean, if they're having to decide this long, surely they not got the goal, the line technology to have a look whether it's gone out of play. Yeah, he's looking. It's a pen. There we go. Well, he's blatantly giving it now because they said it's in place. Of course, he's going to give it now. I mean, it depends if that's out of play or not. He's got his arms way up in the air, so that's a pen. That's a handball. Yeah, there we go. Penalty. Silly. Very silly. Very silly. Oh, it's just, I just don't know if that ball's out of play. All right, come on, Emmy. You've got to save this. Do everything you can to put him off. Chris Wood. I mean, the referee was as soon as he goes to the screen, he's always going to give it, isn't he? Come on, Emmy. Just Chris Wood staring at the ball here, not trying to get put off by Emmy Martinez. I imagine he's going to blast it. And it's straight into the top corner. 1-0 Forest. Good penalty. Good penalty. And that's not what we wanted. Not what we wanted at all. Not what we wanted at all. Well, we've got to get back into the game. It's a silly decision, really. You know, it's quite unfortunate if you're being honest. It is quite unfortunate. We were well in the game as well. We were playing well. Great penalty. Great penalty. Yeah, no real chance for Martinez, but we've got to step up now. We've got to step up. We cannot concede another goal in this game. We cannot concede another goal. We've got to make sure that we don't get out of here with anything worse than this result. I'd be looking at some substitutions now. Konsa to Martinez. But still time for us to get back into it. Bogard. Konsa. Out to Digne. Digne into Buendia. I mean, Buendia's given the ball away a few times, hasn't he? McGinn trying to help it onto Watkins, but he loses out. They're trying to win it back. But Forest now playing with a bit of confidence. Gibbs White gives it away to McGinn. McGinn with a reverse pass to Buendia. We haven't got enough players forward. That's been the problem. McGinn turns Gibbs White. Pau Torres. We need to get more players into the box. Tielemans to Bogard. Out to Cash. Bogard now. Into Yuri on the edge of the box. Bogard again. McGinn. That's a poor ball. It's a poor ball from John McGinn. We need substitutes here. It's getting frustrated, a little bit frustrating now. We can't get a score any worse than this. We've got to make sure that we don't lose any more, concede any more goals. A 1-0 result, a 1-0 defeat at Villa Park is not the worst result. It is not the worst result. Yeah, 0-0 would have been great. If we can get it back to 1-1, we just need to show a bit of belief. Yeah, we need some subs. We need Tammy on. We need Sancho on for Buendia. Yeah, agreed. We need Matson on for Digne. Iron's just down now. Still time for us here to get something. So annoyed at that though. The ball was going out. Yeah, is it wasteful? Is it unfortunate? Substitution for Forest. Iron is coming off injured. And Abbott is come on. We just need to keep our heads. Keep our heads in this game. I don't think Tammy will come on. I just don't see it. I don't see it. McGinn misses the header. Tielemans comes in well. Rogers tries to take it on the turn, but he's blocked by Morato. Bogard picks it up, plays to Yuri. Out wide to Luca Dean. This is where we need Matson, man. Digne with the cross. Rogers gets up. Oh, heads it wide. It's a difficult header. This game's it's going to be difficult for us to get the goal in this game, but I don't think the tie's over. A 1-0 defeat is not insurmountable at Villa Park. Not at all. Yeah, we've got to get Matson on. We've got to. Bogard does well to win the header, but it's picked up by Nico Williams. He hooks it upfield, looking for Gibbs White. Gibbs White against Cash. Gibbs White takes it out of play and it's throw into Villa. Cash trying to take it quickly. But he ends up holding onto the ball. We need something. Yeah, a bit of complacency, I agree. Long throw in. Milenkovic gets in the head of Watkins. McGinn picks it up though. Nice little touch. Trying to play it onto Morgan Rogers. He keeps it in. Rogers cuts inside. He's got 4 players around him. He still keeps hold of the ball. And the referee gives a free kick to Nottingham Forest. That was an obvious decision. Yeah, it was a foul, to be fair. Yeah, it was a foul. Yeah, exactly. I'd set off for a 1-0. There he is, geeing up the home fans after getting Getting a free kick. I mean, well done, mate. You've got a free kick. Well done. The ref's terrible. But that was a free kick, though. I would say that. A triple substitution on the way for Villa. Maatsen, Sancho, and Douglas Luiz to come on. Tielemans onto Buendia. It's looking for Watkins, but the pass is poor. It's going to go through to the goalkeeper. Villa fans were in fine voice as well at that point. We were playing really well. Buendia trying to press Abbott. Oh, that's a bad tackle. That's a yellow card for Tielemans. And the ref couldn't wait. Yeah, I think Yuri will be coming off shortly. It's been a little bit... He hasn't been great, has he, since he's come back from injury? Tielemans, he hasn't been great. I have to say, he's done a few things. Digne off, McGinn off. Who else is off? Buendia. Yeah. So Tielemans maybe pushed further forward. He's got to start Maatsen next week, hasn't he? He's got to. Again, though, slightly worrying. We haven't scored a goal. We didn't score against Fulham. We haven't scored today. Slightly worrying. Morata coming forward. Oh, found Chris Wood, but Wood could not. Oh, what are we doing there? Two players getting in each other's way into the last 11 minutes. A shocking ref mark and a silly handball from Luca Dean. And Forest are 1-0 up. Villa have been it was actually the best spell of the game for Villa. The best spell of the game for Villa when they went 1-0, when they gave the penalty away to go 1-0 down. But we can't afford to concede any more goals. We have to keep this as the worst case result. Cash back to Konsa. Pressure on. Nice play by Ezri Konsa, but Dominguez is still with him, but goes back to Martinez, who boots it. Looking for Morgan Rogers. Rogers tries to bring it down. Watkins does well to lay it off. Rogers is getting pulled back by Gibbs White. And is he going to get a free kick? Way! Referees took it 80 minutes to give a free kick to Morgan Rogers. Wow. I can't believe it, ref. You've given a free kick to Morgan Rogers. How is that possible? Luiz with a free kick, heading away. Picked up on the edge of the box by Bogard to Maatsen. Maatsen out wide to Sancho. Sancho back to Maatsen. Back to Sancho. Cuts inside into the box. Sancho still got the ball. Rogers, who overplaying it, and Forest boot it clear. Throw into Villa, though. I thought the second touch by Sancho was just too far ahead of him. If the touch was better, he could have had a shot. Maatsen with the throw-in. Goes back to Pau Torres. Looks like Yates is coming on for Forest in a minute. Konsa now. Come on, Villa. A late goal would be brilliant. Torres. Maatsen. Oh, getting ourselves in trouble here. But Torres just gets the space again. Torres now across to Konsa. Konsa out wide to Cash. Cash looking up the line to Morgan Rogers. Rogers was a nice touch, but he's got two Forest players around him. Tillemans can't get the ball off Williams, and now Morata can bring it forward. And then Hutchinson hooks it clear and finds Jesus, who holds the ball up well. And then he drops it back to Milenkovic, who plays to Morata. Just haven't got enough players in the forward areas. Nice little dummy from Gibbs White there. And then a nice back heel to Elliot Anderson. Anderson, Meggs, Rogers again. Anderson and Gibbs White playing some nice stuff together here. Oh, another Meggs. Gibbs White in the box, clips it in. Konsa gets a block on it. Sancho helps it clear, but it's to Hutchinson. Hutchinson with a shot, but it's straight into the arms of Martinez. Wasteful there by Hutchinson, to be fair. Torres now coming forward. Oh, terrible pass from Pau Torres. Straight to Milenkovic's feet. Elliot Anderson trying to bring it clear. Does well to find Gibbs White. Gibbs White out wide to Williams. Villa creaking here. Williams finds Elliot Anderson on the overlap. Anderson just holds it up. He's been excellent this second half. Williams back to Gibbs White. Gibbs White to Milenkovic. Villa just lost a bit of shape here. Gibbs White to Williams. Crosses in. Konsa does well. And then Luiz now can bring it clear. He's got a man on. Oh, almost gives it away to Morgan. Why isn't Morgan Rogers further up the pitch? Bogard to Torres. Matson against Gibbs White. He's trying to hold him up. Is he going to get a free kick? Oh, Dominguez, yeah, finally. Bogard. Since that early giveaway, Bogard's done okay. He doesn't offer anything in an attacking sense, is he? He's not going to offer anything. Konsa, Cash, back to Konsa. Again, though, it's got that feeling of we could play all night. We could be playing all night and not score. Bogard, back to Konsa. Out to Cash. Got no real pace. Konsa. Cash. Yeah, I get it. We're taking a while to go forward, but at the same time, if it's only 1-0 to go back to the home leg, it's not the worst result. It is not the worst result. Torres. Ezri Konsa. We've got no Forest in their shape. We need some creativity. Douglas Luiz now. Sancho's looking for it, but he's too deep. He's too deep, mate. Pau Torres. Stop whinging and just move for the ball. Matson's looking to get in behind. Douglas Luiz, too many touches. Cash. Ezri Konsa. We can't find the passing lanes. Bogard. There we go. Sancho. Now he's got a bit of space. It's a poor pass out to Matson. It should have been in front of him. Douglas Luiz. Bogard. Switches it out to Rogers. Rogers. Got two players around him though. Finds Bogard. Back to Rogers. Cash has gone forward now, so we've got to be careful. Douglas Luiz. Drops it off to Bogard. Bogard now finds Cash. There's no movement. There's not much movement here. Rogers. Cash. Back to Rogers. Back to Cash. Rogers in behind. First time cross, but it's blocked and hit away by Morata. But it's a better ball. Bogard. Tillemans. Matson. He's got Sancho outside, finds Sancho's faced up by Hutchinson. Maatsen goes on the overlap, but he finds Lamar Bogard. Bogard there. Again, needed a better touch now. Forest can break. And Jesus finds Hutchinson, and Forest will just settle for this. And they'll keep the ball for a bit. We did not want Bogard being the man on the edge of the box to receive that pass. He absolutely didn't know what to do with it. Oh, Palace 3-1 up against Shakhtar. Long ball upfield by Milenkovic. Headed away by Maatsen, but picked up by Jesus to Hutchinson. Dominguez, but Maatsen does well against him. Gibbs White, though, good control, and he plays it back to Anderson. He's had an excellent second half, Elliot Anderson. He's controlled at midfield at times. 2 minutes to go. Over 100 of you in the chat. Please do hit the like button. I will do a quick instant reaction after this. Anderson's looking for Wood on the run, but blocked by Conte. What is Bogard doing there? Just totally giving it away. Jesus now finds Hutchinson out wide. He's faced up Maatsen. And Anderson whips his foot round. It's to the back post of Williams. It bounces though. It's held up. Goes to Gibbs White, who tries to clip it in, but Torres can head it away. Picked up by Abbott. Goes out wide to Hutchinson into the final minute. Hutchinson with a cross. Headed in by Williams, but it's easy for Martinez. Martinez rolls it out to Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz finds Morgan Rogers, cuts inside Gibbs White. Plays it to Yuri Tillemans. First time touch. Great touch. Is he going to shoot? Oh, he's hit it miles over the bar. That's a decent chance. Good break from Villa and a good ball from Morgan Rogers. Great first touch from Tillemans, and then he had one thing on his mind just to get the shot away. And now Yates is going to come on. I do think we can win at home. I really do. I really do think we can win at home. Have Forest apart from the penalty, have Nottingham Forest created any other big chances in this half? Have they? They had one big chance in the first half. That was Jesus. And they've had the penalty. Have they created any other big chances? We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time. I can't think of any other big chances that they've created. Chris Wood now goes back to Williams. Anderson. Williams again, he goes back to Morata. Morata to Milenkovic. Long ball brought down by Konza. I don't think it's been a terrible performance. There's been frustrations. I don't think it's been a terrible performance. Konza out to Cash. Rogers. I always just feel like there's a little bit more that we could give. Corner to Villa. Can we get a final chance? Can we get a final chance? Tielemans with the corner. Please, let's get a good delivery. Clipped in, headed up in the air, away out for a corner. It's a poor delivery, to be fair. And again, not really any movement. We need movement here. Clipped in, back post. Wanted to run to the front post, but Bogart's on the edge of the box. Finds Matty Cash. Cash trying to clip it forward. Finds Yuri. Yuri, dummies. Then clips it in with his left foot. But it's easy for the goalkeeper. And he rolls it out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson's faced up by Bogard. Maatsen getting back to him well. Finds Yates. Yates goes back to, who's that? Milenkovic? Oh, Abbas. Hutchinson now coming forward. Plays it onto Yates. Ball still in play. Yates tried to play to Hutchinson and Pau Torres looking for the free kick. I don't know if he even got a free kick for that. I have to say the referee's been absolutely atrocious for Villa today. Maatsen playing the ball out with Douglas Luiz. Does well. And Tielemans heads it out to Cash. Last 2 minutes. Bogard. Nice ball to Yuri. It's a poor touch from Yuri, but picked up by Bogard, who finds Douglas Luiz. Luiz to Torres, but again, it's a free kick to Villa, but just leaving those passes just a little bit too long. But last free kick, Austin McPhee at the back post. Cash, come on, last minute. Rogers cuts inside. It's a terrible, terrible pass. What is he thinking there? Now, ball's forward now. Dominguez faced up by Douglas Luiz, but Conte does well against him. And then he finds Yuri, but Morgan Rogers there was such a lazy ball. Watkins now faced up against Milenkovic. He's against 3 Forest players. Does well to hold it up. Now he's got Sancho. Sancho dummies. Finds Watkins again, but it's a poor pass. Back to Sancho. He's got a man on. Cuts inside. Clips the shot. Straight into the keeper's arms. And it's a pass back, really. He didn't get the power on it. Might have took a little deflection. And that'll be it, guys. That will be it. Cash against Chris Wood. And the referee gives a free kick to Villa. Wow. Look, he'll blow for full time. It is not the worst result in the world. It is 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. We take it back to Villa Park next week with a 1-goal deficit to get back. It is doable. It is not the end of the world, in my opinion, but it wasn't the best performance. Silly decision from Luca Dean to have his arms way up in the air. I think he just thought the ball had gone out and wasn't concentrating. And ultimately, the game was settled by a penalty for Chris Wood. Not really enough from Villa in terms of an attacking sense. But as I said, a 1-0 deficit, we can turn that around at Villa Park, but it is going to be difficult. It is. And there is some slight concerns. You know, we didn't create many chances on Saturday. We didn't create many clear-cut chances tonight. And we haven't scored in 2 games. We've just got to get our shooting boots back on, get the confidence back up. But I don't think it's the worst result, in my opinion. I do not think it's the worst result. But I'll do my instant reaction. And I'll be back with a match preview for the Tottenham game. Game's coming thick and fast. And then live watch along Sunday evening for Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Thank you for watching. We're still in this. We can still do it. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thank you for joining me on this watch along. We're still in this tie. We've just got to make sure that we do the business at Villa Park next week. We've got to make sure we bring the atmosphere and bring the noise. But win, lose or draw, as always, we all follow the Villa.